Hey, sir, good to be with you. I mean, it's definitely been a bloodbath for the last 2 months, especially. But really, starting next month, it's really going to mark the 1 year anniversary that growth in tech stocks have really been, entered a bear market. These stocks have not worked basically for a year. So, yeah, to answer your question specifically, nothing's changed with most of these names operationally, but as an investor, you have to be prudent. Lighten exposure to some of them because they have just been sold relentlessly, whether they're part of factor baskets that hedge funds are selling or what have you. So you need to be prudent there. I've been shorting other names. I think short term, the names have compressed so much that, down 50 or 60% in some cases that I think, things don't go to zero immediately. I think we're due in this sector for a short-term bounce, but I am worried that even though the NASDAQ is 9% off from its highs, as you say, this bear market hasn't really spread to the big tech names and other verticals.
I'm just looking at some of the charts of some of the names you've given us in the past, like an Upstart. I mean, they've come all the way back down. Our ARC's Kathy Wood today put out her quarterly newsletter where she repeated what she's been saying, which is she thinks that the market is overreacting to inflation, that this innovative technology is ultimately going to be deflationary, the good kind. And once the inventory levels come back to normal, the market is going to realize that. And the very disruptive names that she likes, many of them unprofitable, high growth names, high multiple names, are going to come back into favor. Do you agree with that view?
I mean, some of the names that she's long, I'm short. So obviously, I don't see the world completely as she does. I do agree with her, though, that I'm not so much worried about disinflation, but I'm worried about slowdown in the near term. We're going to start to get earnings tonight, basically, and for the next few weeks. And I think what's really going to be interesting to watch there is, especially in the consumer sector, I think you mentioned they're down a lot today. As we get further and further away from the stimulus that happened several months or quarters ago, is that going to start to play out in the results of some of these companies, whether it's an e-commerce company or whether it's a strict, retail company? And, and is that are we at the beginning stages of just a, not cataclysmic slowdown, but a slowdown that the market still isn't pricing in?